make yourselves at home. Have a seat. You know, it means a lot for everybody to be here today. It always means so much that basketball season. I know it seems a long ways away, but it's just a very, very short ways away. Thank you, Brandon, for everything you do. Chip and Manny Rowe, the living legend of New Orleans media. Thanks. Lakefront Arena, Marco, David. I saw Mr. Lindeman running around, Roddy, and his staff, and then my staff, Kenyon and Chris are on the road recruiting already, and Kerwin Forges, who I'm very, very proud to have coached and worked with us here. So Mike Hill, is Mike still here? Mike, thank you for all you do. So our student athletes are here. I'm excited for you guys to meet them and talk to them. And of course, Katie's restaurant, Chef Scott, his wife Stephanie, and their family. It's always good to have them part of it and partner with us. The renaissance of our program, you know, it continues. We're blessed and humbled to be a small part of this, you know, dynamic university with Dr. Peter Foss leading us, and under the leadership and direction of our athletic director, Derek Morrell. It means so much. The new students are rolling into campus. It means so much to see them. It means so much to see the progress on campus. When you guys get on campus and you see our Privateer Enrollment Center on the first floor, you see and learn about our new student retention programs that are going on. It's an energized, exciting campus to be on. You see the new first NBC ballpark at Maestri Field. You see the renovations there. It still gives me goosebumps to be able to work and talk to Coach Maestri every day and glean everything I can out of him. It's an amazing time to be here and work here. You guys that were here last season, you got a chance to go through the year with us and see a season that had a lot of ups and downs and an interesting year. We played the toughest non-conference schedule in the nation. The number one at the end of our non-conference tilt. We were the number one rated schedule in the country. We played some of the top teams in the nation, including Michigan State. We picked up a huge victory at one of the toughest places in the country to get a win at the University of Texas, El Paso, which was a great night, great benchmark for us and where we were just 2 short years ago. To be back and be able to get a victory like that was a huge step forward for us. You think about our league play, when our first year in Southland Conference play, when in the middle 2/3 we go 8 out of 12 and get playing at a high level, and we got contributions from a ton of guys, including our young sophomore class this year, which was a freshman class last year. You look at our opportunity this year. We've got a year where we're going to play at Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana. We got a chance to go play one of the perennial powers of college basketball at Indiana University. We get to play former Holy Cross Tiger Billy Kennedy and his Texas A&M Aggies. We get to go visit a Big 12 member in Texas Christian in Fort Worth. We get to play our former Sun Belt rival in the University of Denver, mid-major power Southern Illinois, and the University of San Diego. So it's a very, very exciting time for us, coupled with a very, very tough and rugged Southland Conference schedule, which you'll see and go into further as we go into it. We got an exciting group of student athletes here. I couldn't be more proud to coach these guys. Returning this year, we got a senior Terrence Sion, who's had a tremendous period of growth this summer, has really stepped into his own. Juniors Kevin Hill, who was second in the league in rebounding in conference play last year and tied for first in offensive rebounding. Sharpshooter Evans Ganapamo from Mandeville, and junior Travis Avery from Country Day. You know, our sophomore class got a ton of experience last year. Tevin Burrell started 17 out of 18 games for us in league play. Christavius Gill from Alexandria, Louisiana, averaged double figures. Nate Fry came off an injury early in the year and ended up playing valuable minutes as our backup point guard, and local product Dalton Glapion redshirted for us, and he'll be in that freshman class this year. Our incoming freshman class is dynamic. You're going to see size out of these guys. We've got an opportunity to have 5 guys in this class. Bryce Jackson at 6'8", Kenneth Terry, who's our lone small guy of the group from Baton Rouge and McClendon High School, Trayvon Thibodeau at 6'8" from Bruley High School, Colton Weisbrod at 6'4" from Nederland, Texas, and Mike Zeno at 6'6" from Beaumont, Texas. So we're really excited about the size. We're excited about how they will help us project and move very, very quickly within league play. On the floor, we're incredibly proud of where the program's going and how we've made huge steps in a short time. Off the floor, it's just as important. You know, a few years ago, we were in a very unique situation, to say the least. In a short time, in our last academic progress rating the NCAA puts out, we scored a perfect 1,000 in our academic score, which is obviously tied with the top of the nation. We continue to reinvest and partner in our community, like with the Special Olympics event that we did a couple of weeks ago, where we had a record 72 participants from around the metro area. We annually partner with our National Day of Service with the Baptist Women's Fellowship House in the Marigny and Harbor Community Church, Second Harvest Food Bank, and our upcoming youth clinic with the All Souls Community Center in the Lower Ninth Ward, which will be next week, which will host those kids here, over 50 kids. So we're very excited about that. These experiences give the student athletes more than just basketball, more than just the world-class education they get at UNO, but it's going to prepare them for life and humble them and prepare them to take the next step in life. So we're very, very excited about the direction of the season. We're very, very excited about where the schedule is going, and we're excited to play a very high-level national schedule that puts UNO back on the national map again and again and again. I hope that you guys take time to meet our student athletes. I'm lucky and blessed to coach them. They're dynamic kids. They're very, very well spoken and thought out. And I hope you guys take the time to meet them and visit with them. We'll have some on this side and some on this side. Hope you get a chance to come up and take a chance and meet them and talk to them and get to know them. You'll really be impressed and happy with them. I got to also recognize my top recruit. I'm a good recruiter. You can see all these guys over here. I'm a great recruiter, but my best recruit is in the back of my wife, so I'm glad she came. So she's all-American mom and first-team all-world wife, so I'm glad she came. So,
Amen.
So I'll open up.
Any questions?
Open up the floor for questions, if anything.
I got a quick question for you. Get a chance to coach at Indiana. I mean, obviously you're from there. I guess how special is that going to be for you?
It's a really big night. You know, my family, to say they're passionate or fanatic about Indiana basketball would be an understatement. It would be, per se, going to Baton Rouge and saying that there's some people that like LSU football. So, you know, my family cried when Coach Knight was let go. So they're pretty serious about it. And it's going to be a big deal for me, but then our assistant coach, Chris Arkenberg, is from, you know, a stone's throw from Bloomington, so it means a lot to him too. But more importantly, it gives our guys a chance to play at the highest level. It gives them a chance to play on national TV on the Big Ten Network. It helps us tell our story again and again about where we're at and where our program's going. But it'll be a big night for us, and you know, we're expecting to go in and play at a high level, and we're not going in there to play to lose. So.
And also, I mean, I heard you got a kid from Needham, you got another kid from Beaumont. Obviously, you guys started in the Southland last year. I guess how vital was that to the program? I mean, the fact that you can go into that market and get kids that, you know, get a chance to play against Lamar where their family can see them. It's
very important. I think, you know, our recruiting footprint is always going to be in the metro area first, and then I-10 going Houston to probably Gulfport or Mobile, and, you know, in the state of Louisiana. I think that's always going to be our main recruiting footprint. And, you know, Coach Spears being from that area and having played and worked at Lamar gives us a quick step ahead. And I think it's a very fertile ground, and it's an under-recruited area, and we're blessed to get both those guys and have them. And I think, you know, guys being able to play at home, and, you know, Chris Davis obviously being from Alexandria and being able to play some teams. The Southland's just a great fit for us from a geographic fit from that perspective.
Coach, last year you had a pretty encouraging year. What would you like to see in terms of growth this season in particular?
Well,
what would be the next step?
Yeah, I mean, our coach, not to use coach speak, but I mean, obviously we want to win the championship, and we want to add to the incredible legacy of NCAA tournament and NIT history that this school has. But more than anything, we've got to continue to learn how to compete every night. We've got to continue to win on the road, which I think when you look back on our year and you look at what we accomplished, probably winning on the road at that level that we did with really a new team in a lot of ways was as big an accomplishment as any. It's such a tough thing to do in college basketball, but we've got to continue to come off of this tough non-conference schedule where we've got 6 on the road and 3 at home, and be able to come out of that and steal a couple on the road to come out 500 to parlay ourselves into that early league play. And we've got a tough stretch, and that's right in that first third of the league play again. But we've got to continue to grow. We've got to rebound the ball at a high level, and we've got to keep pushing to where we're peaking in February to be able to compete for the league championship. I think you'll see when you look at the roster, we've got a very, very young team. You know, really, we're going to have 7, 8 guys that are freshmen, sophomores. of our 13 or 14 guys total. So we're going to be very, very young, but I think we'll be dynamic, and I think we'll play with a lot of energy. It'll be fun to watch.
And you'll be bigger?
We're going to be, a lot bigger compared to where we were. I think, guys, people that saw us before, I think they saw Kevin a year ago, and Kevin was one of our bigger guys. And now, Kevin just looks like another guy, no disrespect. But, he's got guys more at his size. And so it's good to have a bigger team, and it will play a little bit, maybe a little bit different than we have in the past, to fit our personnel and strategically to have a little bit of advantage. But I think when you see our team, you're going to see a big, long, athletic team that can put. We'll have guys that we can put in a lot of different positions, which will be interesting and fun.
You talked a little bit about the trip to Indiana this year. What do you think your team gains from playing against programs, on that stage with that much tradition?
Well, you always want to prepare them to not just go to the NCAA tournament, but to win at the NCAA tournament. And I think the more times we can put our guys in a high-level atmosphere, in a big stage, the more it prepares us for that day when it comes. And I think that's more than anything what it is. The second part of that is that when they get my age and they don't run and shoot as good as they used to, and they're a little bit aged, and that's the memories that they want to be able to talk about. And when you look at selling a student-athlete experience at the University of New Orleans, the city sells itself. There isn't a better city in the world to live in. There's not a better city in the world to go to school at. The culture, the food, the music, everything that goes with it. But then when you add in, you're going to play the best people that you've always wanted to play growing up and travel the country, coast to coast. We're going to play in 4 time zones this year, so you're going to play across the country, and we're going to take our brand of basketball and show it to everybody. I think that part of the student-athlete experience, I think when we sit down with Derek and Real ID, that's a big part of the vision of what our student-athlete experience is.
I guess really lastly, how much, for me, do you think that carries over as far as, you said you had a young team, like guys that got a chance to go to Michigan State last year, like how much do you think you'll have carryover from that with the guys you have?
I think it'll be big. I think that was the reason we were able to have so much success on the road in league play, because those environments that we were going on the road, we had already been there. And the other thing that I thought, my staff did a really good job at doing the schedule, and they helped match up styles of play on these non-conference games last year and this year that'll mirror what we're going to see in the league play. So we played some half-court teams that were very, very patient. That'll be similar to 2 or 3 of our opponents in the league. And so we had done those scouts before. And so when we got to the conference play, it wasn't a new scout. It wasn't a new preparation. They'd already been there, done that. And I think playing at that level, at those big places, really prepares us for a chance to be in the fight to win a league championship. Because if you don't win on the road, you're not going to win for sure.
But more make you call on the food. Who eats first?
We'll go ahead and let, if you guys want any one-on-ones with the guys, let's do that. And then media and our guests, you always eat first. We'll eat well after you. So thank you guys for being here live. Again, it means the world to me. Thank you.